flip that guy right there, and then go and hand him up front. Put him up on the top.
Herbert Hoover once said, "Fishing is a discipline in the equality of men, for all men are equal before fish." And in the case of spring chinook, he wasn't kidding. Kick up your feet, so we're going for a boat ride. Early season springer fishing can be some of the most frustrating and time-consuming angling you'll ever take part in. Hours can be spent watching your rod tip bob up and down while you wait for the infamous takedown. Troll up, burn back, do it all again, over and over. It can also be some of the most enjoyable time you'll spend in a boat. Fortunately today, we have just about the most badass boat captain you can get. Pro Escobedo from VIP Outdoors is arguably one of the most prolific guides in the Pacific Northwest. His VIP tackle company makes some of the deadliest gear you can buy for salmon and steelhead, and his guide service offers a top-notch experience to every customer who comes aboard. Today we brought along fellow Northwest guide and purveyor of good times, Ryan Beck, our old pal Johnny Loomis, and of course, the Celtic warrior, Adam McNamara.
That is a great idea.
Like it was a legitimate. When you said snackle box, you actually meant.
Like, what is that? I saw you pull it out, and I goes, those are tackle boxes. That's a great idea.
That's Danica, dude. That's
The snackle box.
yeah. It's legit.
That's a tackle box worth having, without a doubt. Look at that.
We brought enough drinks and snacks to last us most of the day, and if I know Pro, he brought everything, including the kitchen sink, to throw at these fish. One of the best parts about trolling for anything is the time spent swapping stories with your pals. That's one of the bonuses of this method of fishing. You have a lot of time to sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and bullshit with the guys. And boy does this group have some Olympic champion bullshitters.
I got 8 heart, so I catch another one. I'm like, I'm gonna eat another heart. Open it up, cut it out, boop, down the hatch. I'm like, not even thinking of the consequences. Like a week and a half later, we're on the Willamette, and my buddy gets one. And we're all like, you gotta eat the heart, you gotta eat the heart. And he's like, no. He's a tough cowboy, you know, he's smarter than me. He's like, no. And so he finally eats it, chokes it down. It's all on video, it's hilarious. Well, 10 days later, he's sicker than a dog. Like, sick. Doesn't know what's wrong, right? Montezuma's revenge, like, for 4 or 5 days, missing work. And he doesn't miss work for nothing. And we're all like, man, what's going on? He goes, I don't know. Goes to the doctor, right? Trying to figure out what's wrong. Doctor's like, well, have you eaten anything weird? He's like, well, I ate some sushi, you know. And what? He's like, well, no. He's like, oh, and I ate a raw salmon heart, fresh out of a fish. And he goes, why the did you do that?
No matter how much time I spend in a boat, drive for hours to go to a fishing spot, or hang out after a long day on the water, I never get tired of it. I've heard most of Adam's stories more times than I can count, and it doesn't bother me a bit. When you get a good group of guys together in a boat, it's hard to have a bad time.
What's going on there? Finally! Yes, sir. I saw the frantic reeling. I was like, oh, they got one over there. Hold that thing up. You guys stand together. I'll take a picture. Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Beauty.
Right.
Hold it higher. Hold it higher.
Look at
that bad boy.
Beauty. Very nice. Thanks, guys. Shoot me a text message. You guys got my number? Yeah. Shoot me a text message. I'll send you a photo. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good job, guys.
after a long day of grinding it out under the F-15s and passenger jets, we decided it's time to head back to Pro's place for some barbecue. Seems like a good way to salvage an otherwise unproductive day. For those who aren't familiar with Pro or his cooking tutorials, this fella can cook. He's pulled out some elk backstrap and fired up the grill. Elk tacos are going down.
So this is pretty easy here, guys. So I took a bunch of no catching SOBs fishing today, and the plan was we were gonna come back and we were gonna cook some spring chinook and talk about like how organic and great it was and yada yada. This is plan B. And plan B is some backstrap from Colorado, and that's where we're going, man. We got blancoed salmon fishing today, and I just happen to have some backstraps in the fridge, and I'm like, let's go cook them up, you know, and just make a full day out of the deal. And what I'm gonna do is reverse sear them, and had I known, I would have brined them just a little bit, at least 12 hours, maybe up to 24. And what I'm putting on here is just salt and then blackening. And if you've never had blackened venison, you gotta give it a shot. Just very easily. You can't, like when you're cooking a backstrap or a large chunk of meat, it's very hard to over season it, because keep in mind when we serve this, we're gonna slice it thin, so you're only getting the crust on the outside. So don't be afraid of the seasoning on these bigger cuts of meat. And then what goes better with red meat but fire? So we're gonna go start up the charcoal grill. We got some quesadilla appetizers going on, and we're gonna reverse sear these guys on the charcoal. So and guess what? We're gonna make tacos. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we do around here, right? All right, let's roll.
Pro and I have a history together that we just recently stumbled upon. We both graduated the same year and played in the Shriners East-West All-Star football game. It's a high school exhibition game put on every year to benefit the Shriners Children's Hospitals. On top of that, we both have very similar upbringings, work ethics, and morals, making Pro one of my favorite people I've had the pleasure of meeting in the outdoor industry.
So what you're doing with the reverse sear, like you've achieved that internal temperature already, but now we're looking for that char on the outside, right? And so you're just gonna flame them off. And I'm sorry, when you're talking about red game meat, it's fire, right? I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you need. So look at it, kind of changed colors a little bit on us there. You got that nice crust on the outside.
Yeah, dude, that is beautiful.
Oh my.
Come on.
Days like today remind us of why we do what we do. It's all about the camaraderie, the friendships. The people we meet in the field and on the water are what draws us to the outdoors. When you have those tough days, it's a little easier to stomach when you know that your buddies are right there with you. A few of Pro's tacos and a couple cold beers help ease the pain a little bit too.
Well, Pro, it was a great day. We didn't get into any fish, but as we talked about earlier, that's fishing. That's spring chinook fishing too.
Yes, sir.
We've all done it.
Yeah, man.
But to come back here and have you treat us right, elk, tacos, and the jalapenos and all the stuff, and a couple cold ones, and good conversation, man, I will 1,000% be doing this again.
I'll do that. I appreciate you guys, man. At the end of the day, you know, there's like the business world and the business relationships, and then there's the genuine relationships, right? At the end of the day, and like, you know, Adam and I have known each other forever. You and I have known each other for a good, well, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah, we didn't even know.
But, and then you know it, right? And then we got to fish together. And I appreciate the relationship, like, just because of the genuine authenticity of like you're gonna come over, you're gonna bring your family over.
Yeah.
And like, that's a different level for me. That's a different, it's not, at that point it's no longer business.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hope people use the outdoors as that platform. Because no matter what your belief in, who you voted for, all that stuff. If you're on the same exact river as the dude in the other boat, you got something in common.
You got something in common.
And it's at the very least fishing. I guarantee you like to eat, right? You know.
Yep.
So
Yep.
put that hand out, man. And that's all we've done to each other. You
Yep,
know, you put that hand out, and you meet good people, and that's what it comes down to, dude. So again, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
as always, buddy.
Always.
Let me know what we're doing at my house.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna go make a mess at your place next
There you
time.
go.